Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco and I am a lover of all things makeup. I love indie makeup, I love mainstream makeup, I love eyeshadow, I love lipstick, I love basically anything having to do with makeup. So today we're actually going to be combining two of my loves, and that is indie makeup and colorful eyeshadows. So this is the Alien Cosmetics and Serendipity the Artist collaboration palette, and this is the palette I'm going to be providing you all a first impressions of today with a little bit of a demo as well as some swatches of. So this is the second Alien Cosmetics palette that I've tried. The first one, which I've done a video of as well, is their holiday palette. So the holiday palette I thought was so-so when it came to formula. There were definitely some duds and definitely some hits. This palette I have slightly different thoughts about. So if you want to see what those thoughts are, if you want to see how I created this eye look, and if you just want to watch some cool makeup content, you should definitely keep watching this video. Details about what is on my face, what earrings I'm wearing, what top I'm wearing, all of that is down in the description box below. So let's jump into it. So I'm going to be using this palette today from Alien Cosmetics, and this is their collaboration with Serendipity the Artist. So looking at this palette, what really first attracted me to it was this shade right here in the middle, and also this shade up in the top corner. So I know I want to incorporate these two shimmers into my look today, so I think I'm first going to go in to this yellow shade in the bottom corner and put that more towards the inner corner of my eye in the crease. I'm going to take a reference number 13 to do that. That yellow was so easy to apply, and it was super pigmented from the first time I dipped in my brush. So I'm really impressed with that shade, because I know yellows sometimes can be a little bit more difficult to formulate and not show up as well in the eye. So I really like that. Next, I'm going to go into this red satiny kind of shade in the bottom corner, and I'm going to use a reference number 14 to do that, filling in the rest of my crease and then blending it in with the yellow. That is also really nice and pigmented, and even though it's a satiny kind of shade, I did feel like it blended really nice into the crease. So far, I think these mattes and satin shades are performing better than their holiday 2020 palette did. Taking a reference number 16, I'm gonna go into this yellow shade just to make sure the blend between the yellow and the red in the crease is just really nice and blended, and also to blend out the outer edges of that red that I just blew out in my crease as well. All right, there is the crease work. I really like how this turned out. So taking a reference number 2, I'm going to start working on my outer corner, and I'm going to take this brownish reddish shade in the top corner of this palette and just really pack that in to the outer corner. And then I'm gonna blend it out with that brush that I just used in my crease to blend it out as well. It looks brown in the pan, but I feel like it's a lot more maroon on the lid, so keep that in mind. It is not a brown like you think it would be. So taking the number 16 again to blend. And then going back into the ref for number 2, into that burgundy shade again, just to make sure that the outer corner is darkened. These mattes perform so much better than the holiday palette. I can tell so far from what I've used. Not sure about those green mattes. I know those can be harder to formulate than like reds and oranges and yellows. These mattes are much better than that holiday palette. So I'm gonna apply some of my Too Faced glitter glue to my lid, and then we'll be going into the shimmers. I'm first going to take my finger into this like reddish, like coppery metallic, and I'm going to apply that more towards the middle of my lid. This is a really strongly shifting duochrome. It's like a maroon red to a goldish copper. It is really pretty, and this just looks so wet and foiled on the lid. This is beautiful. I really like Alien Cosmetics palette formula, because even in the other palette where I didn't like the mattes as much, the metallics were still really nice. Look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. I really love how that looks. And so next I'm gonna take that shade in the middle, which looks like a purplish blue sort of duochrome, and I'm also gonna take that onto the lid, joining up to that shade that I just applied. This one has more of a flaky texture, so keep that in mind. Also, I would say it's more of a topper shade. There's not the most amount of base pigment in here, but it's still really beautiful. And you can really see that blue shift really strongly on the eyes. Those look really pretty on the lids. I'm really loving the metallic. I just wiped away the bake I had underneath my eyes, so now it's time for the lower lash line. And I think I'm gonna go into this dark green with a really light hand. And I'm gonna take this Real Techniques, not sure if this brush has a name, it looks like this. I'm just gonna take the very end of it and just really smoke it out underneath the eye, just to provide a little bit of interest, just because I feel like my eye look is very warm toned right now. I think that provides some more interest to the look. I really like how that looks. And the green from the limited application that I did underneath the eye does look good. So maybe the mattes in here actually are better than the holiday palette. I think I'll be able to determine that more once I swatch it. Going in to that middle shade again that I put in the very innermost part of my lid, I'm gonna use that as my inner corner highlight and my brow bone. Actually, I decided not to use it for my brow bone just because I feel like you can see the base pigment a little bit more in the inner corner, so I wouldn't want like a bunch of reddish, pinkish base pigment underneath my brows. So here is the look with all the eyeshadows. I am going to go off camera to apply my eyeliner, mascara, lips, all that good stuff. And then next I'll be showing you swatches and then just providing my thoughts of the palette overall. Okay, everybody, let's move into some swatches of the Alien Cosmetics and Serendipity palette. So opening this up, I'm going to go from the first row, then second, then third, and from right to left, at least from my perspective. So we're gonna start out with this red duochrome shade that I put all over my lid. This shade is just beautiful. I mean, look at how that looks. And I feel like on the lid, especially with some glitter glue, it's more opaque, but like, look at that on my finger. Oh my goodness, love that shade. Next, into that matte medium forest green. Yeah, that swatches really well. This is already swatching better than the holiday palette. And into this shade that looks like brown in the pan, but it's more like a maroonish purpley red on the lid. All right, that's the first three shades. Next three shades, let's go into this metallic. Ooh, it's like a brown to green duochrome. That is really pretty. Next into this like pink pinkish brown to blue duochrome like topper shade. This definitely looks better with a glitter glue. And next we're gonna go into this like mint shimmer. Yeah, that's really nice too. I like that. Last row, let's go into this red that I used. Ooh, this one feels really dry in texture. Wow, that is really crumbly. This might be a dud. I use this as a matte in my crease, and to be honest, like on the finger, it looks like a satiny sort of shimmer, but like swatched out, it looks kind of matte. So that one's really dry. Not sure if I like the texture of that. Let's go into this matte green. This one's very soft to the touch, and I feel like this one swatches well too. I like that one. And last but not least, the yellow that we used in the crease. There we go. All right, so that is the Serendipity palette all swatched out. I must say, I think this metallic and this metallic look better on the eyes than they do swatched out, and I was not impressed with how this red swatched out, but other than that, I think this swatches pretty well. All right, everybody, here is the completed look with the Alien Cosmetics and Serendipity The Artist collab palette. Overall, my first impressions are that the mattes in here are a lot better than what I experienced in the holiday palette, although that may be due to the fact that the colors in here are a little bit easier to formulate than the colors in the holiday palette, which were a lot of blues and a lot of very rich, like reds, and these colors just seem like they would be a little bit easier to formulate than those colors. The metallics, as always, I think are great. I thought the holiday palette had great metallics. I think that this palette might even have even better metallics if I had to choose which palette I think has the better formula. So overall, I think this palette has a better formula than the holiday palette, and if you're able to get your hands on this and you like the color story and maybe you're just curious about Alien Cosmetics, I think this is a really good palette to go for. So I hope you all really enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you liked this video, please like this video. If you like me, please subscribe. I will be putting out lots of makeup content on this channel, so if you want to be notified of that, please subscribe. And if you have any ideas for any videos on my channel, definitely leave those down in the comments below. So thank you for spending some of your day with me, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.